Good morning, everybody. That's a lie. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So, we already know what we're doing. Well, sort of. You guys know that we're just doing Vlogmas, but that's about it. Officially, it is December 1st. So that means that you guys are now officially starting to see these vlogs and the posting of them. So eventually we're going to catch up to where comments are going to come in and I'm going to get some feedback from people and see what's going on. But today is an interesting day because last night I freaking worked until like 3:30 in the morning between editing, trying to get my Yukon fixed, and just life in general. You know, it happens that way sometimes. But I have, the first thing on the agenda is we got to get this thing out front, and we're gonna probably bring the RSX in the back here for right now. This is getting inspected on Friday, which will be like Vlogmas Day 6, technically speaking. And yeah, I'm just not 100% about it today. Life is tiring today. So I'm gonna get this thing out. We're gonna get it up front. We're gonna play some musical cars at the house. I gotta get the house cleaned because we got a very special guest leave that's supposed to be coming early afternoon, late afternoon, somewhere in there. And it's gotta get done before Colton gets home. So, mission today, dad mode. Dad mode, house mode. So let's get to it. This car, you know, all right, first things first here. The problem with shooting vlogs while you're exhausted mentally is that I don't remember what exactly I was gonna do today other than play musical cars and clean the house. Oh no, we lost the camera, we lost the vlog. All right, cars move around. Bang, opened. I'm freaking exhausted, guys. Like, it's whatever. But here, it's here nor there. All right, so I was gonna say good morning and pick up the camera, and then I realized, I was like, wait, Jack, no, you've already done that. You've already turned the camera on. You've already said hi to everybody, and I had a brain glitch here, guys. Last night was long. It was rough. I was up till like 3:30 in the morning. I have a Yukon XL that some of you guys may or may not have seen in the past, and the long story of the short is transmission builder put the transmission in, and like a 5-cent probably part, he's got to take it all back apart. And I was expecting to pick it up last night and didn't, and I came back home. Then I finished editing the vlog from last night. Then our internet crashed, and it was like, you know what, I'm going to bed. I'm done. It's time for bed. So there's a couple things I got to do today. First, I got the RwdyAudi out, you know, silver Audi out. All right, so I got the silver Audi out. Basically, I go to get that thing inspected on Friday, yada, yada, yada. We all know how that goes down. But I had to get it out, and it's got no reverse. It's got no reverse, so I'm gonna see. I think what happened here with the whole reverse issue was I put the DTS bars actually, so you have like the old school JHM DTS bars. Well, I don't have a bushing. I don't have the right bushing that goes in there. I actually have one that's modified, that's for an S10 that I put in it because at some point in the life of me owning this, I needed one and couldn't get one. That's the cause why, because I know somebody's gonna be like, well, why don't you just have one from JHM down in the comment section? Well, there's the answer ahead of time. So I think what's happening there is, I think the transmission is being pulled down. It's causing a linkage issue, and that linkage, because the linkage inside the car is super tight. Like, if you were to take this all apart and look at the way, hold on, let's see if we can just do this real quick. All right, this linkage right up here, this one up here, is actually has a bit of a bind on it. So I think the mount that I put in there is actually pulling the transmission down. I have got the spacer and everything in there, but at any rate, there's a whole rant to it. I got an idea. We're going to address it. That's that thing, and I got to do it before Friday. because I don't want to have, I mean, it would be kind of funny to watch him push it off the rack, because you legally don't need reverse to pass a state inspection, a safety inspection. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But my thought is I'm going to shim the transmission up a little bit and see if that takes the bind out of it. Maybe, maybe not. This thing has no snub mount in it. That's on order from JHM as well. And also, wow, I don't know how many B6 owners watch the channel. Let me know in the comment section below if you're a B6 owner and you've ever changed the water pump. When you did it, can you remember how much you paid for the water pump, like, module assembly piece? Like, I was looking it up, and it's on, I think, carpart.com. It was like $700. I was like, holy poop. Like, that's insanity. Meanwhile, the only parts I need the water pump, which is like $69 or $90, something like that. And then we need the thermostat for it. And obviously it all comes with the gaskets because they're metal. And I was like, yo, do you know how much you would have to screw up? Or for that matter, how many times are people sold modules in the past for $700 and then upmarked to a $1,400 part, when the reality is they only needed $150 in parts? Like, I really kind of question that a little bit. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what your thoughts are. These are the things that go through my mind on a daily basis here, world. Oh, then there's this project. This car. I just realized what this upload has turned into. This upload has turned into the skeletons in my closet at my house. So this car is my biggest headache. Probably the most one-off, ungoogleable, modified car I own. Not kidding. So what this is, it's a 2001 Audi A6, right? Nothing special about that. It's got a 4.2 liter V8 in it, but here's the deal. It looks a little weird. So what is it exactly? Specs on the engine by Hard Parts is this, because I know it looks a little funky and you're probably like, yo, that engine didn't come in it. What is it? I had an ART engine and I had a BFM engine. The BFM came from an 05 A8L with a belt drive V8, belt drive 4.2 liter belt drive V8. This car came factory with an ART 4.2 liter V8 belt drive. I acquired a BFM engine out of doing an engine swap for a gentleman because he overheated it and it was cheaper. He found, it was one of those customers that said, hey, will you swap this engine? I'm like, yeah. You don't want me to do anything else? No, I just want you to swap. Okay, great. And in the deal, you know, I acquired the other engine. Long story short, took it apart, had the heads decked, so on and so forth. Took the BFM heads and put it on the ART block. I did that for a few things. Mostly space confines in the way the BFM's block is. It's got the oil filter housing is all like up here and in some weird stuff. And I just didn't want to have to mess with it. I didn't have to worry about accessories and how they mounted in comparison, because that motor was, I guess, more designed specifically for the A8. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know in the comments. I'm love to be educated here. I don't know everything. But when you set the heads side by side, so you set the ART heads and if you set the ART heads and the BFM heads side by side, the BFM heads had larger intake and exhaust ports than the ART did. However, the ART had a much larger exhaust manifolds than the BFM did. So naturally, you just put all the big bits together, and that's what I did. And it bolts right up, all the timing marks lined up, but for whatever reason, I can't keep it running now. I drove it for a little bit, seemed fine. This is one of those cars that I built it, it broke, it pissed me off, and I've shoved it away and haven't touched it in 2 years. Not even kidding. It sat next to my house for 2 years, and I haven't touched it. So, in the spirit of Vlogmas, this is a car that I am going to attempt to figure out what's wrong with it. And if anybody would like to chime in as I'm diagnosing it or wants to reach out and say, hey, this might be what it is, please, you know what I'm talking, you know what I'm already getting ready to say. Drop it in the comment section below. All right, so that's that. So I totally forgot about the newest addition to the running fleet. Not legal fleet, but running. Oh, this is my 2003 Acura RSX Type S car. Whoa. It's a legitimate Type S car. It doesn't get the big boy wing on it, which really kind of like, it makes me cringe. I hate this wing. Absolutely hate this wing. I don't even know if it's functional at all, but I know it's been ruined from sitting in a field. If you go back into past uploads in general, you'll see this car sitting in the background. Even in there was a moment recently within the last 6 months that I decided I was going to sell this thing, and you know, it was gonna let it go. But after getting an engine, like another car, hold on, backstory moment. This car I have owned for 7 years. I bought it non-running. It didn't work. It ended up needing a bus. Like, ooh, yeah. Oh, it's not the cleanest RSX, but it's straight. It's got a straight body on it. I think it was this one or this one popped, completely popped, and there was a fuse or something. A little long story. Got it started, got it to run. The engine made an awful sound, and I did the whole when in doubt, pull it out method. Engine had some problems in it, and decided, I was like, you know what? I got a Type S, what is it, a K20A2 or whatever, Type S top end. Let's build a K24, K20 hybrid motor. This was like 7 years ago. So did that, drove it for 60 miles. It had a weird top end tick, which the head was from the old motor. So was the noise in the head? I don't know. Why? Because, well, I blocked the motor up before I could get that far to find out. It was, once again, it comes back to one of those projects that once you get it built, it's a stepping stone. You got a little bit of time to work on everything. So what I do, basically locked that engine up. So that engine locked up. There's a whole story to it. I drove it to my shop. I drove it to my shop in Eolia when moving and upgrading buildings. And then when there's a whole story. It's ridiculous. Long story short though, I locked the engine up, driving it back to my farm where my shop is now. It sat 6 years, solid, till recently. I bought an engine, I got a hair up my butt, and was like, you know what? We're gonna freaking do this. So I bought a K24 out of a Honda Element. I know. All right. It was $400. Just saying, it was $400. So now fast forward to the present day. Back probably this past September, I think it was around September is when Mikey and I decided, you know what? Let's put the engine in it. We've got it. It sat here because I had the engine for like 2 weeks. It was one of those, if I have engine, they will build it. Or if have engine, will fix. Yeah, that's it. If have engine, will fix type of thing. So the engine sat around long enough. Mikey and I stared at it, cleaned it up, was like, you know what, screw it. Pulled the car out and said, we're doing this. Got the engine in, got it somewhat assembled, ran into a whole bunch of corks. After we got it all assembled, I ended up having to take it back apart, putting a new alternator on it, new AC compressor on it. Probably should have just went ahead and got a power steering pump, but didn't. And, oh, I had to get this K-tuned bit down here because I didn't realize that the crossover tubes and everything like that weren't gonna fit. So, yeah, that happened. K-tune, but the one piece that I'm not sure now that I still need to get something for over here, because I have, I got no heater core right now, which is what it is. Then I had to do suspension on it, so this side, now that I've got it running, this side's front corner, the shock tower was like completely destroyed. One of these days, next time we're out at the farm, I'll open the container and show you how like it's trashed, completely trashed. I don't even know what brand they are. They're definitely some eBay specials, but we replaced them with Max speeding rods because they have a NASCAR team. And I was like, you know what? QC's had to have gone up some. Let's give them a good shot for $380. Not bad. So far, the quality of them, bits of it, it's what I expected. There's some brands that are $100, $150 more expensive that are more mainstream that I would argue are very similar in quality. Buff the headlights using the Mother's headlight polish. That stuff works amazing. If you've never tried it, you should try it. It's freaking awesome. Like, get the one that goes in the drill. It works great. Other than that, guys, this car is sick. I like this car. Nice, there you go. You might be asking, what's it tuned on? What's it running on? Or you might not be. I don't freaking know. I can't read minds, but there is Honda. I do have a Honda. I think it's a S300. Honestly, it came with the car. So I paid $800 for this car again. I don't think I've told. I paid $800 for this car, and in a non-running state, and it had a complete set of BC valve trains still in the box. It had a K-tune, not K-tune. It had a Honda S300 or whatever one it is down there, and it had a bunch of other little bits and pieces that came with it. So, yeah. Oh, dude, this thing is. I should probably stop before my neighbors hate me. Nothing like a good cold start rev, right? So yeah, I don't know how much of my whole rant here of what is in my garage I will use, but figure it out. All right, I'm done ranting about my cars in the garage and all of my shit. I got some stuff I gotta do as far as cleaning the house. It's like 2:30 right now. It might be 5:30 when I pick up the camera next. I don't know. The house, yeah. I'm gonna show you my house here and how dirty it is right now, but it's only for like, that's it. That's all you get. No more. It's very Colton played in. He went hard last night. Dude, did you just hear that? What was that? It's like something like crashed in here. Sparko, did you hear that? What was that? Yo, what is this? Colton got an elf on the shelf. Look at that. I didn't know he was getting one of those. Read me first. Huh. Well, I know we're not supposed to touch them, so I'm not gonna touch them. I really want to read this, but I probably should wait for Colton. Yeah, we'll wait for Colton to get here. All right, guys, so I think that's where I'm gonna end this one for today. Kind of showed you around, showed you all the skeleton cars that hang in my closet. Colton got something I gotta edit still. I'm gonna have to edit this tonight, and I just realized that I've got the 2 uploads that I thought I had already ready for what would be day 2 and day 3, for whatever reason, aren't uploaded. And on top of all that, the last 2 nights in the row, the internet has gone out around 12, 1 o'clock, and that's because they're installing fiber in Wentzville. So I want to make sure I've got tomorrow's upload already ready to go, which I thought it was, and then it's not. So Life of Vlogmas, hashtag Life of Vlogmas. Oh no, somebody in the comment section today actually said Veduct, V-E-D-U-C. So I guess that's vlog every day in December. Verdict. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at the post. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you like these and you're enjoying Vlogmas, smash that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. I'm outie.